Hi there, folks. Richard Fontenay here. Welcome back to another episode of The Everyday Leader. This is where we dive into real life challenges. Now, I've got a great show lined up for you today. This topic is about which I get an awful lot of questions about. We're going to deal with the productivity issues faced by home-based business owners and explore practical solutions to boost not only yours, but their productivity as well. So let's get going. Now, before we get started, I want to clarify that this podcast is not about the laptop traveler or the laptop vagabond office, those internet marketers who bring their office with them wherever they go. However, if you are a laptop traveler, you can be assured that many of the points that are provided in this podcast can be applied to you as well. Now let's move on. We all know that running a business from home can be a dream come true, but it also can be a bit of a nightmare, particularly when it comes to staying productive. We've all been there, right? The lure of the cozy couch, Netflix, a great tennis match on television, the neighbor popping over for a chat, and that fridge full of snacks really can make it tough to stay on track. But fear not. In this episode, we'll tackle some of those productivity pitfalls head on and share some awesome solutions to help you level up your home-based business. First up, let's talk about the dreaded distraction demon. You know what I'm talking about. The never-ending notifications, the allure of social media, and the call of household chores when you should be crunching numbers or closing a sale. Now, this is a tough one. So what can we do about it? Well, one super effective solution is to establish a dedicated workspace. Now, I'm not just talking about a corner of the living room, but a legitimate office where you can close the door, that is if you have one, that's a designated workspace that can help you mentally shift into work mode and keeps your distractions at bay. By the way, your office space should also be clear of clutter. So get rid of the stack of papers and the paraphernalia scattered around your desk. They too can become distractors. And getting to them and putting them in a drawer can be a way to improve your productivity. Well, we're talking about dedicated workspace. Let's consider your attire. It's certainly easy to roll out of bed and keep your pajamas on. But did you know that not getting ready for a day at the office reduces your productivity? Now, this seems a bit simple, but one of the things I recommend to my clients is to dress for office work. And this is especially helpful if the home office setting is new to them. This doesn't mean dressing in your best clothes, but it does mean it's time to get out of your pajamas. So dress casually, but smartly. Dress in what makes you feel comfortable. But I suggest not dressing in baggy or oversized clothing. Now, something happens when you dress with the appropriate attire. It puts you in a mindset to get going. and it builds some confidence and improves self-esteem. So remember, you've got work to accomplish, clients to serve, and people to see. Now, let's talk about how to keep focus. Here, you may want to consider using productivity tools and apps. There are tons of them out there. They can help you stay on track, and whether it's project management tools like Trello or a communication app like Slack, keep what works best for you and your business. Personally, I'm an Outlook fan and find that keeps me on track. Now, you can also consider the old school Japanese model or technique that's called the Pomodoro technique. Work for 25 minutes and take 5-minute break. It's amazing how simple that helps focus. For sure, there is no size-fits-all approach to keeping focus. However, some best practices can help you stay focused. For instance, you can block off time in your calendar to focus on tasks and projects. This is what I call making an appointment with myself. You put the project or the task you are working on in your calendar and give it sufficient time to get something done. Also, think about color coding your calendar. Now, this is a technique that works wonders as well. You can see your appointments at a glance. The colors stand out and draw your attention to them. Now, I've provided certain colors for certain appointments. For instance, coaching colors are in orange. Article writing is in red. And podcasts that I'm doing now are in brown. Now, here's something else to think about. Some of us are morning people, and some are more productive in the afternoon. So sort out your peak times and work accordingly. And frankly, unlike the Pomodoro technique, I find that 1 hour or 1 hour and a half is a good block of time for me, particularly if I'm involved with some creative work. You see, I've taken the no size fits all approach and have sorted out really what works for me. Now, as a sidebar note, consider subscribing to my YouTube shorts. Now, I provide a productivity or coaching tip every day. You may find them to your liking. And now, after that short plug, pardon the pun, let's continue. Next up, let's tackle the time management monster. When you're running a home-based business, it's easy to blur the lines between work and personal life. You might find yourself answering emails at midnight or working on a Saturday afternoon. You know, it happens to the best of us, and it certainly has happened to me. The solution? Well, set boundaries. Create a work schedule and stick to it. And when work hours are over, shut the door. It's crucial to give yourselves that downtime. Remember, a rested and refreshed business owner is more productive, and sometimes this is hard to do. Now, it's easy to step into your office and work away, but it takes a little bit of discipline, and you need to steel yourself to stick to your schedule. I didn't say it was going to be easy, but in order for you to have a life, it's important for you to build in a bit of discipline. Now, while we're on this topic of setting boundaries, I have often recommended to home-based business dwellers that they enter into an agreement with their families or their roommates. And for instance, maybe it's saying to them it's time to go to the office and then close the door. Again, this is not easy, especially if you have children and your spouse is not at home. But during those times, you need to spend time with your children and make up for the business sometime later. Now, one person I know who solved this problem got up early before others in the family did and used that time to concentrate on their business and on the business the work that they've had to do. Now, whatever you do, you need to talk with your family or roommate and settle on a schedule that works for you. They need to know when you're in, so do not disturb, and so they don't want to barge in when you're deep in a project. Now, speaking of do not disturb, my spouse put on my door to my home-based office a saying that says, or a sign that says, "Do not disturb. Hubby is working." So whenever the door is shut, like now when I'm recording, she doesn't come in. At other times, the door is open, and she comes in whenever she has something that needs some attention. Lastly, let's talk about the motivation mayhem. Running a home-based business can sometimes feel like you're on a solo mission, and it's easy to lose motivation when you're flying solo. Remember, you are an everyday leader, and you are an everyday leader for your business. So self-motivation is key for you to keep moving ahead. So what's the solution here? Well, consider finding an accountability buddy. This could be a fellow business owner, a friend, or a mentor. Now, having someone to check in with you regularly can help you keep motivated and stay on track. Now, this is something I offer to all my clients. So once a month, I have a quick individualized Google Meet with them to help them with their motivation efforts. Now, if you want to use this technique, though, be careful, because you don't want to give the impression that you are spying on them. So it's important that you enter an agreement with them. Now, I find this accountability technique works for both of us, as I also talk about what I'm doing and what I am doing to keep myself motivated. And it also reinforces my own motivation. And don't forget to celebrate your breakthroughs, no matter how small they seem. Treat yourself. And when you meet a milestone or accomplish a goal, it's important to acknowledge your hard work, and it keeps your motivation flowing. All right, folks, there you have it. Some practical solutions for the everyday leader battling productivity issues while running a home-based business. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. There are ways to conquer those challenges and ways to thrive in your home office. Thanks for tuning in to the Everyday Leader podcast today. And if you found this episode helpful, subscribe or leave a comment below and share it with your friends who also might be home-based business owners. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to explore in future episodes, drop a comment below. Also, don't forget to check the resources in the description. There are some freebies there for you, so check it out. Now, next Wednesday, we'll discuss the impact of mindfulness and meditation on productivity. So until then, keep leading, keep hustling, and keep rocking that home-based business of yours. You know, you got this. Bye for now.